Oh, there it goes. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Improperly Packaged, a show where we unbox topics related to movies, TV, games, whatever. I am Jordan, with me is the man himself. Luke, how are you doing, man?
I am here. We are here to unbox all that stuff.
The box is just... the tape is coming off.
Here we go, shink.
It's a crazy. It's video games,
This box
man.
is loaded down today.
Yeah, we don't have
at the seams.
We don't have time to even talk about the WandaVision trailer or anything else. Superman may be coming back. That's like an ordinary week in Improperly Packaged. We have all sorts of console.
We don't have time to talk about the Dole Whip that I tried to make, and it was terrible. There we go. We talked about it.
Wow. Okay. So I'm very sorry that didn't work out.
It tasted like a dried out lemon. It was terrible.
That's depressing. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I was actually really excited about that for you. I was like, oh man, I was just laying awake. Wonder how that Dole Whip's coming along.
Maybe I shouldn't mention these things to you, Jordan. You shouldn't lose sleep over that.
I hope his Dole Whip is going all right. Sorry, I was cranking up the volume.
We don't have time for that.
No, we don't. Promise you.
No time for fun.
No, not at all. But I honestly, I want to get into watching / playing, but I cannot like remember who went first last week, like at all.
Yeah.
Like not
Let's wing it.
Let's wing it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say that
Pick a number. I got a number 2, 1, and 2. Pick it.
1.
Oh, it was 2.
All right, so you go first. Wait, what did that mean?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know if that was even a good way to do that.
I don't know.
It was just something that came in my head. Okay, I'll go.
All right.
I have 2 songs that I wanted to recommend. I had one, but then I'm like, I've been wanting to recommend this one because I've been enjoying this. And I think at least Jordan will enjoy this. Maybe somebody else will. So the first one is a cover of Dancing in the Dark by a band called Imaginary Future. And they take that song in a very different direction.
Dancing in the Dark.
It's a super mellow version. And it's one of those songs that it just came out September 11th. It came out. And yeah, it's one of those covers where you're listening to it and you're like, wait a minute. This is a cover.
I know
it just doesn't sound at all like the song, but yeah, it's really good. So Imaginary Future and Dancing in the Dark, which is just a great song anyways.
Marking it down.
And then the other one is just kind of an interesting band, just a little different, indie, kind of poppy. So the artist name is Sun Bears with an exclamation point at the end. And the song it's one of those songs where it's such a long title, I can't even read the whole thing.
Is it Understanding or Understanding the Mystery? And then I don't really know.
That's the one. Yeah. Have you heard that song or
no? I was literally like following along with you on Spotify.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, here. So if you go to the like album and put your like mouse over it, it brings up a little window that says the whole thing. So this is the name of the song.
All right.
Understanding with an exclamation point, or Understanding the Mysteries of the Universe via Spiritual and Sexual Awakening with an exclamation point.
Much longer than I ever even began to expect. That is so long.
But I like that. And they also have a Christmas album, so
that's great.
I like to save that kind of stuff for myself for later. But
it's coming.
Yeah. It's a good song.
It's freaking
They've got some really sweet guitar in that song too.
We need it now. Like that?
Yeah.
Very good.
That's exactly it.
Oh, sweet. I'm actually
what do you got in the tunage world for us, Jordan?
I've been I don't have much, but I will just mention this new song that I think is pretty good. Maybe you've heard of it. It's by a really small indie artist called Justin Bieber. He's up and comer. He's doing some stuff here and there, and he's joined by this new independent rapper called Chance the Rapper. Really strange, really basic name, but I thought I'd give him a chance. They have a song called Holy, and it's really good. It's really catchy. It's just a fun pop song. So if you want to get into it, check it out.
Chance.
Don't recommend a lot of pop stuff on here.
Or rap.
There you go. Or rap. So there you go. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah. I do like some rap. I just haven't recommended any yet. I should.
Get on that.
Good rap out there. I'll listen to that later. I've been pumping my way through Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake, and it's so good. So many times I find that when I go back to old games, even sometimes like remakes, like I was thinking I'm blanking on the name of it, the DuckTales game remake,
Yeah.
which was a really good remake. I don't know. It's just old school platformers. For me personally, I get bored with them.
I hear what you're saying.
It was such a good remake. I think it's just my mind. It's just so used to
You've moved on.
Twitch shootery games, like adventure games with like crazy stuff, like Uncharted and Tomb Raider, like stuff where it's just like constantly like, oh yeah, crazy stuff's happening.
Yeah.
And platforming, just it's a simpler time, and that's a great remake. But I don't mean to knock it. It's just, I don't know, this game. I'm surprised how well it's like gotten its hooks in me for, such an old game. It's basically the exact same game. It's just made to look like a present day. It's made to look like this generation for sure. Like maybe like a mid Xbox One, PS4 generation game. I would not say it's like pushing the limits at all. It looks really good for, an older game. So
Definitely.
I have completed Tony Hawk's 1, and I am on the final level of Tony Hawk's 2. And it's funny going back on these because I remember struggling so hard, and I know why now I'm succeeding. It's two reasons. It's that I'm better at games.
Yeah.
And it's the internet, because I'll be honest, like several times I've gotten stuck. I'm just like, I can't freaking remember where the secret tape is.
Yeah.
And I'm just so sick of looking for it. I'm so sick of using these 2-minute periods and it going beep, 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 and running out, and me being like, oh my God, I just need the E and skate and I'll be done. And I'm just like, forget it. I'm just going to Google it. And so
back in the day,
I cheated my way a little bit through it.
You have to wait a long time back then. You have to load up the dial-up and go to GameFAQs and hope they have your answers.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like they didn't even have it back then.
Yeah,
too.
100%.
I I struggled with getting some stuff done too. It was like I realized you have to like do a boneless in some of these things to like hit some of the, I don't know. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's hard to reach some of the secret tapes, and some of it's like, how in the world? Yeah. And I like force myself to be like, no, I'm not gonna look anything up. I'm gonna get this. Like, I know I can do this. And it is super satisfying when you finally do. I had forgotten that the final map on Tony Hawk's 2 was the bull ring. And it's like, I remember it being just the craziest, hardest thing when I was younger. And now, yeah, I'm still not as good at it, but it's like I just keep retrying because I just want to have the perfect run. Yeah, it's like I could beat it, but I want the perfect run. I want to get that 500,000 and get that 99.9 score. So, anyways, all that being said, I'm having fun.
Heck yeah!
So we got into a show that we had watched a little bit of and just weren't super into. And I think Bethany was a little more into it than I was, so we went back to it. And it's what we do in the shadows, the FX TV adaptation of the movie. And yeah, it's still one of those shows where we're not 100% like in love with it, I guess I would say, but we enjoy it enough to where we just want to keep watching it. It's funny enough, Yeah, it's one of those in between things. So. Yeah, we've been enjoying that. We're like halfway through season 2, and yeah, it's a good show. So
awesome. I need to check that out. I really love that movie, so I don't know what I'm doing not watching that show. I honestly don't. But
I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I need to give that a shot for sure. It's on Hulu,
it's
I think.
On Hulu, yeah.
Yeah, I need to give it a watch. Stop making excuses. So, all right, a few things. I'll try to go through it quick because again, we got so much to talk about. Super Mario 3D All-Stars came out this week. I've been playing the crap out of that. It's pretty much the only video game I've been playing this week for the most part. What I'm doing is kind of unexpected. I did a stream when it came out, and I did Mario Galaxy, but that was kind of like, okay, Mario Galaxy, in my opinion, is clearly the best one out of the three. I think it's fantastic. It's a 10 out of 10 game. It's beautiful, and I think it really benefits from just it being up-res to 1080p. Um, and so, but I've kind of like have the three games kind of like compartmentalized in my life. Okay, this is when I'm going to play this one. This one, and I don't for some reason don't want to go through them. I want to be playing them all simultaneously. It just I don't know. So here's how it goes. In handheld mode, I'm playing Super Mario 64. For some reason, the form factor feels good. And it looks the best, you know, because that one is the only one that's 720p, and it's obviously much older than the others. It looks much older, but it looks the best on handheld. I mean, it's the best it's ever looked, like
Yeah.
far and away. But so yeah, that's how I'm doing that game. And for the stream, I did a stream on this yesterday with Super Mario Sunshine. I feel like that would make an interesting stream because I've never played it before. That's a blind spot I had, never played it. So I'm doing that on the stream. It's
From what I've
weird.
heard, it's like super hard to get to too, and now
Yeah,
you can play it.
exactly. Like it was the only one that was like stuck on the GameCube. It never got ported.
So
So
weird.
yeah, very weird. Um, but I'm enjoying it. It's odd, and there's some parts that are frustrating, but it's still a good Mario game. And then Galaxy is the one where I'm sitting on the TV and I just want to chill, and I'm playing it on the TV because I want to see it in all of its glory. But yeah, enjoying those games fully. It's great. It just feels so good to have them all at the same time on Switch, on handheld. It's so easy to get into, and yeah, loving it. A few things I've been watching. I watched a movie called I don't know if you've seen this, but Being John Malkovich. It's an older movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like early 2000s, late 90s. John Cusack and
I think I talked about it on this show.
oh
Actually,
really?
I didn't watch it that long ago. Might have been like a
Oh
year ago.
wow. I just watched
Mhm.
it one night. I was like, I don't know what I want to watch. I just put it on. Entertaining movie. It's got a bleak ending, but I enjoy it.
It's so weird if you don't know what you're going into.
So weird. And like, okay, so I kind of saw it when I was younger. Like when I was younger, I saw it. I didn't
Yeah.
get what was going on. I mean, I got that John Malkovich was an actor and they were going into his head, but now seeing several John Malkovich movies growing up and kind of understanding, like, I didn't understand that they were poking fun of him. Like, I didn't understand at the time that they were kind of making fun of John Malkovich a little bit in the movie, and it's kind of hilarious, but it's
Yeah.
dark humor, man. So there's that.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. Also, I've been watching I finished watching the Mighty Ducks trilogy on Disney Plus. Have you ever seen that, Luke? Ever seen these movies?
I'm pretty sure I've seen 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there a third?
There's a third one. So
You said
yeah,
trilogy. So yeah.
yeah, it's a trilogy. The first one, it's like they're kids. They feel like really kiddish. I mean, they're kiddish, all of them. They're all kiddish, but like they're in high school in the third one, so they are like a little bit more adult. But I don't know. They're all so ridiculous. But you know what? In like an odd way, they're kind of good movies. It's a little strange because like they every character is like really one note, but you kind of respect the fact that they take all those actors with them each movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to break down the Mighty Ducks trilogy, but they get you. They get you in a way where you're like, I don't feel like turning this off. But
Even
yeah.
through the third one, you still felt that way?
Yeah, I was into it. I feel like they mixed up the formula enough each one where they're like, okay, we're mixing it up this way. You know, the first one we're learning this lesson. The second one there's this lesson, and the third it's like, okay, we're learning defense on this one. We got a new coach. He's mean.
Yeah.
We got to learn to get along with him. Coach Bombay isn't here. But yeah, I'm ready for the remake or whatever. They're making like a new Mighty Ducks TV show on Disney Plus where Coach Bombay is coming back, you know, to Emilio Estevez coming back to teach some new kids. But
We'll see how that goes.
we'll see how that freaking goes. I don't know. I haven't seen Emilio West. What's the last thing you've seen Emilio Estevez in?
Oh man.
Mission Impossible
I
1?
don't even know.
Is that it?
Wow. Oh wow, yeah. I'd forgotten he was in that.
Yeah, he gets
Probably.
done in the first 15 minutes, but
He hasn't been in it much since, so it's like at least notable roles.
yeah, it's interesting how Disney seems to be able to bring people back because like Rick Moranis, he stopped acting for several years, and now he's getting back into acting for what? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids remake or not remake, but sequel? What in the world? and Dux is bringing Emilio back.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's I don't know what in the world, but anyways, that's all I got. So what do you say we get into this crap once and for all?
Are you hearing me okay?
Yeah, I'm hearing you
I
all
know
right.
we're having a little bit of hiccups.
Oh, your internet?
Looked like it was a little pause between hearing me and saying something, but
Oh, really?
if we're good, we're good.
Yeah, I hear you all right. Okay, I guess let's go jump into this kind of like chronologically. So the Bethesda stuff that's breaking. That happened just today. It's crazy. It's so huge. I can't even begin. But we'll get into that.
Reminds me of our whole conversation when you were about like what are they gonna do, and you were gonna get some big new release like Valve, and they're gonna put that on Game Pass, and it kind of feels like this maybe was that thing, but it's such a 2020
Yeah.
released thing, or such a 2020 way for this news to come out in a freaking tweet. Is that the new thing for Xbox? Is everything just going to be in a tweet? Oh yeah, by the way, we bought Sony. They're just going to tweet that out. It's like,
Oh yeah.
come on, guys. Like, at least have some kind of event, a video, something.
You see it in the comment section of the Halo trailer. Phil Spencer's on the comment section. And by the way, we own Sega
We
now.
bought Nintendo.
Exactly.
The next Nintendo console will be the Xbox 1080p or something ridiculous.
Let's jump into this through first the Sony stuff. So this all happened Wednesday last week. So we recorded Monday, happened a couple days afterwards. So the event happened, and I'm going to go ahead and say I took like 15 minutes off work so I can get home, change clothes, turn on my TV, grab a beer, sit down and watch this stuff. But I freaking knew it. Okay, so I'll just say this. In the last few months of this whole PlayStation 5 like anticipation for pre-orders, I've been living in a subtle anxiety, I would say. It's just like sitting back there, it's like it's coming. It's coming. Oh boy, you ready? And guess what? Sony came along and said, there, Jordan. You were 100% right to be afraid because...
Don't worry, we got you in this weird pre-order thing, right? Right.
Oh my God. Wait, okay, so the thing about that is it's like my whole thing about, oh man, I'm afraid I'm going to take a nap and wake up and all the pre-orders are going to be gone. That's a complete that's a complete
You could have gone to sleep after that conference.
It could have 100% gone down that way.
Walmart jumped the gun and you're out of luck.
So yeah, watch the thing. Big news in the thing itself. You know, Final Fantasy 16 being console exclusive to PlayStation 5. I don't think they said this, but I anticipate that is probably a timed exclusive, maybe a year.
Such a dicey way of announcing it, not being forward about it.
Everything.
Because there was even a thing that I heard where it said it was on PC, and then they removed that later from the listing. And then they're like, oh, yeah, we don't have anything to announce at this time. Yeah, of course you don't. But why did you say that?
Dude, yeah, talking about improperly packaged, nothing was more improperly packaged than this.
Sony, you are entirely improperly packaged.
Come join the show, and because that's exactly what this thing was.
When a company does something screwy like this, we should label them improperly packaged.
Oh, exactly. We have like a big stamp animation that comes on, make it boom, improperly packaged.
Get your crap together.
But with everything, so there was. And it sucks because, like the show, there's some good stuff in it. It's just improperly packaged. Like, there's so many good stuff. Like, Final Fantasy 16, that's awesome. I did not expect that. Holy freaking crap. And when's it coming out? I don't know. But where is it going to be released on? Console, I guess. Maybe PC. But I don't know for how long. I don't know. Just the big ones. And then we got I feel like the Hogwarts Legacy stuff. That's my dream game. Like, seriously.
The Harry Potter, not a Harry Potter game.
Yeah, exactly. But we've talked about this. Like, I've told you, this is the game I want. Ever since playing Bully, Rockstar's Bully, I was like, I want this to be a Harry Potter or Hogwarts or whatever game. And that's pretty much kind of what this looks like to me. And I am... Dude, yeah, that thing excites the crap out of me.
I could see this going into a lot of, like, movie, TV show worlds and being kind of a good idea. Like this whole, like, you're a kid and it's an RPG and you're running around in that world doing missions. Or like when you were saying that, I was thinking, man, it'd be really cool if you were Marty in Back to the Future doing the same kind of thing in that world. And you're getting to like flash to the Wild West, and you get to flash to like the 50s, and you're going to the dance, and you're like, the same kind of, like, it's simple, it's not fighting, it's not killing people, but it's like kind of like you were talking about Persona was. It's kind of like that similar kind of style, but like in a familiar universe that people enjoy.
Yeah, there's like a bit of slice of life in there,
I think a lot of companies could make some good money off renewing their IP by releasing a game like this.
100%. I mean, anytime
maybe they will if this works.
Absolutely. I mean, anytime there's like any sort of licensed thing, we've been doing really good. Like back in the day, like it being a licensed property, oh no, when you find out that it's a movie-based thing. But we're in a new age where that sort of thing can really work. So this could be Harry Potter's
wore
moment.
On people too much for a while. It was like, this is old hat, boys. You got to stop. Like,
exactly.
We need quality.
Yeah.
Really, how much money could those games make? The development budget, just how could you make much more than the development budget? I don't know how you could.
I don't know, man. What other? Oh yeah, and God of War. I think that was the other big thing. That was just a tease. I mean, we all know God of War sequel's coming, so it was just kind of oh boy. But I am surprised 2021.
Yeah, it was quick.
That is very surprising. So that's awesome. But Miles Morales looks freaking amazing.
It's not like Halo.
Yeah.
The good part of a decade.
Who knows?
I'm still holding out hope beyond hope that it's going to be early next year.
Dude,
that's my secret hope.
The way they're surprising me with stuff, I mean, I don't know. It's not beyond the realm of reasonability, I think. I think it's possible, man.
It's just how far did the issues that they felt like they had to resolve, how far do they run? How deep do they run?
Exactly. Another thing I thought was cool, not too many people are talking about. I think there's a lot of confusion about it. It's this like PlayStation Plus collection. I think this is awesome. Like this is just it's so many great games, and it's like here it all is. It's not Game Pass, mind you. It's not Game Pass, but it's like okay, here's all these giant AAA games.
It's like Sony highlight collection, really. It's like, here's all the high points of our generation. Now you get to play them.
Absolutely,
it's really cool.
It'd be amazing.
What's the like structure for like paying for it? I didn't see that part.
Okay, so PlayStation Plus, you can do it per month, but I just do it like $60 a year.
It's part of your PlayStation Plus.
It's part of the PlayStation Plus. Okay. So if you have PlayStation Plus, when you get a PlayStation 5, here you go.
That's really cool.
And I don't know, hopefully they can like add to that or whatever, but that's great. These are some of my favorite games of all time in this thing. Uncharted 4, God of War, Persona 5. It's like, holy freaking crap, this is great. I mean, it means very little to me, honestly, personally, because
you've played them all.
Yeah, I own maybe all but throughout owning PlayStation 4 through the whole life cycle, I own maybe all but 2 of those games, like Days Gone and.
But man, if you haven't,
dude,
that's huge.
Oh my gosh, there's only like
I can see like
ones missing.
I'm sorry. I can see like Sony executives getting just frustrated at watching Xbox just pounding over and over again. You have all these games at launch, just part of Game Pass, and they're just like, "F it, like,
we got to do something.
Like, we got to put something out so they have, because let's be honest, like both of these consoles struggle from a lack of games at launch.
Yes,
there's of course a large amount of third-party games, and Sony obviously has more first-party games from PlayStation 4, but both consoles are pretty limited when it comes to PS5, Xbox Series X games.
100%.
And I think on both sides of the coin, we're disappointed in that, and I think both of these companies knew that already.
Yeah.
And so they felt like they had to make it up to us in some way. And I feel like this is Sony's way, and I think, Xbox really working to get stuff like EA Play and, hopefully more Bethesda games now that this whole thing's announced, so that it's like, okay, well, you do have a lot of games to play, so you're not out of luck, and there's a bunch of upgrades. So I assume everybody's going to do a bunch of upgrades with these older games, so they'll look better.
Absolutely.
Maybe even adding ray tracing to some old games. That would be a really cool thing. That would get me excited to play an old game. Go back and it looks, that much better.
100%. And I think that's again, because we didn't have backwards compatibility for PlayStation 4 at all and Xbox at launch. And so the fact that it's, here you go, it's right here waiting for you, that makes you feel a lot better about getting it day one and being able to play. Because, dude, I remember, like, for me, probably one of the worst launch lineups was the PlayStation 4s. It's crazy how far they've come, but, like, the PlayStation 4, like, I flat out didn't really have anything, like, until Infamous Second Son came out, which was months after the thing launched. So I'm pleased the fact that I'm just able to be like, okay, Miles Morales, let's freaking go. Like, that's exciting for me, but other than that, there's just a few things. I mean, I know there's a lot of people excited about Demon Souls, but it looks pretty, but that's just not my thing. That's not for me. But yeah, and then of course, there's a few other things that were announced here. A bunch of Resident Evil, and a few other things that were shown. Call of Duty, but the big thing obviously is the price. It was strange to me because I remember watching it, being like, okay, this thing's supposed to be 40 minutes. It ended up running 40 something, maybe 50 minutes. But around the 40-minute mark, I'm like, when are they going to announce this price? Because I'm like, they have a lot to explain. And they still have a lot to explain, I think. Yeah. But it was so weird because the whole time they were teasing it. And then at the end they were they just showed it. And then all they said was, there you have it. That's the price. That's the release date. Oh yeah, one more thing. I'm like, wait, what? And they showed God of War.
Everybody loves to do the Apple one more thing.
And one more thing. Oh yeah.
Favorite thing.
Exactly. And that was the end of the conference. But the beginning of the after party. So here's the picture of this. Here I am. I'm wearing my PlayStation shirt. This is the clothes I was wearing that very day. Sitting there with a beer, trying to relax a little bit. I have my laptop in front of me. My credit card was literally out. I didn't know what was going to go down, but I had a feeling, a stirring in my soul that no, something's happening tonight, Jordan. You best be ready. And so this is my move. I'm expecting an email, right? Any moment, that email. And at the same time, I'm following a few people on Twitter, and I'm reloading Twitter to see what's going on. I'm following Wario64 and Jeff Keighley and this other PlayStation account that I follow, and they're pretty up on it. And so I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, I see Jeff Keighley tweet out, oh, Sony confirms that PlayStation 5s will be ready for pre-order at select retail stores tomorrow. And yeah, here I am like, oh my God. All right, I'm staying up all night. That was literally what I decided. I'm like, I'm staying up all night. I was like, Amber, I apologize, babe, but you're not going to see much of me tonight. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be on my phone. I'll be checking my email. I'm sorry. And so I'm like, all right, so I need to run and pick up dinner because in all the excitement, I forgot to put out meat in the morning. And so I go drive. I'm going to go to Zaxby's. I'm like, all right. And I'm looking at Twitter while I'm driving. And there. All right, so where were we? All right.
You were talking about your experience on pre-order night.
Pre-order night, the infamous night. So when I saw the whole thing was going down tomorrow, pre-orders are up tomorrow at select stores. Figure out what that means. Time? I don't know. I guess I'm staying up all night because I don't know what's going on.
No, the freaking time thing. It's like that should go right along with the date.
Are you kidding me? I'm finding this out from Jeff Keighley on Twitter. What?
It was the same thing with Microsoft. I mean, they ended up clearing it up, but it was the same thing. It was like, guys, why is it taking you so long to decide on a time?
Imagine if they said
this tomorrow. Should be decided a long time ago.
Yeah. So what happens? Pre-orders go up everywhere. Everywhere. They just trickles out. First, Walmart. And I'm driving. I'm going to get... Because I'm like, okay, tomorrow. So I'm driving to get some Zaxby's for me and my wife. And first I see Walmart. And I'm like, my God. And I check and I'm like...
my God.
Son of a bitch. I know. But then right after I see the Walmart thing, Wario 64, God bless him. God bless the man. Or the robot or the cyborg that is Wario 64 because...
It's probably just Jeff Keighley.
It's Jeff Keighley. But then, like, I got the tweet. Oh, GameStop is taking in-store pre-orders.
It's going down.
I am right next to GameStop.
That's that sound effect where it's like, boom. When you read it, you're like, oh, no.
I went into another world.
It's happening.
So, of course.
So I broke every law. I drove on the sidewalk.
Yeah, killed a couple people, run them over.
I rammed the door of GameStop. Jumped through my windshield. Sir, here's your $50.
No, sir. No. So I walked in there, and there was one other dude in there at the time. There was only one other dude and the 2 employees. So
sorry, just sold the last one. Oh my God.
No! So this is what I witnessed. I see the manager talking to the employee. All right, so we only one per customer, and he's like giving her like a drill sergeant. All right, this is what we're gonna do, like laying out the plans. We got 17 of these things. We can only sell 17, no more. We can't do any more. After that, we have to say sorry.
And that's funny. The guy I talked to said there was only 14.
Gosh.
So maybe it changed per store.
Yeah, I think it might.
That was the one up off 13th, so that was a different store than you were at.
Yeah, different stores have different allocations, but so.
Yeah.
And I'm like, pardon me, sir.
Am I number 17?
If I can interject, are you telling me right now I can pre-order the PlayStation 5? He's like, yes, you can, son.
Son. And he was 25. He's actually a lot younger than me.
So I said, let's freaking do this. He was like, he's really encouraging me. But yeah, slammed my credit card down. I was like, how much do you want to pay? All of it! Take it all! Pay
really?
for. Yeah.
So you were able to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Let's pay for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, get this. I be gone from me. Money.
Money.
So yeah, I freaking did it. I was like, may I ask which number am I? I was the second one at the GameStop, so I made it pretty quick.
Was the other one?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know what just went down between him. He had his Switch Lite there, so maybe he was trading in his Switch Lite to put money down for PlayStation 5. I don't know.
This is all I have in my name.
Please, sir.
Is this enough for one of them PlayStation 5s?
How much is the PlayStation 5, if I may ask? $500. I ain't got $500.
This episode is not going to go viral in England.
I'll take that Switch Lite you got there, son. Yes, sir.
The mid-1800s British accents we're using.
Oh, man, what an experience. I'll be there midnight, baby. Ready with just receipt in hand.
Do you know if that's true? If that's how it's going down?
No, I don't.
Midnight, they're going to hand out the party favors?
I don't know this, so don't take that as news. But I assume something's going down at midnight. That's when they usually do. They usually do that. So
I don't know.
I figure. Yeah, you never know. They might say we're not doing that this year. I don't know. It's a possibility. As long as there's a line and people are distanced. There's only 17 people that are going to be there, so it's like.
Unless they get more.
Yeah.
Sony said they were going to send out more shipments, so GameStop might be getting more.
Yeah. That's the end of the Sony story. People were pissed. A lot of people didn't get it. Of course, because my whole scenario of taking a shower and getting out and they're all being gone was a reality for a lot of people.
And you could have easily been that person.
I could have easily been that person. I could have been on the toilet. My phone's in the other room. Oh, crap. Literally. I don't have the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And so...
I mean, if you had been home, it would have taken you that much longer to get over there. Some more could have been sold out.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this over and over during this time. If you're in the market for a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, whatever, if anything goes live soon, this is all you got to do. You don't have to be a Twitter aficionado. All you got to do is get Twitter, follow Wario64 and turn on notifications. And that could save your booty when it comes to pre-ordering this crap.
I've been
especially
checking it all night just in case.
Yep. And I'm going to be doing the same thing because, yeah, as we're going to talk about Xbox. But, yeah, I'm on alert as well because you don't know. This is what this proved. I don't know. I know it's rumored that Microsoft has kind of slammed down the hammer on some of these retail stores and said, not us. You better not do this to us. We'll give you fewer consoles if you do this to us. So, I mean, so we'll see, but
that
still,
doesn't mean they won't.
It doesn't mean that they freaking won't. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I might stay up till midnight tonight just to kind of see, but I don't know. Either way.
So I saw that thing either you or CJ, one of you guys sent out about the extra credit that GameStop was sending out, upping the trade-in values for the Xbox One, Xbox One X, Xbox One X, or One S, and the original Xbox One.
I think CJ
I was going to do that, but I don't know. I've gotten myself convinced that I might be able to sell my Xbox private party for more. So I think we're going to go that route. So I think, because I actually talked to 2 different GameStop stores, just like I went in and talked to one guy in person, like, okay, so how exactly does this go down? And he assured me that all you need is $50. You put that down, then you have your pre-order. And I didn't realize you could pay it all. I thought it was like, you can only give us $50. So that's good to know that you can pay it all, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the other guy was like, "Yeah, so we're gonna open an hour early. We usually open at 12. We're gonna open at 11 because that's when everything's going on sale online. So naturally, it's crazy to me they only open at 12. I thought they opened earlier before, but maybe it's just because of the hard times.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah. So I feel bad not supporting GameStop, but honestly, it's too much for me to like take all that time to do all that if I can just do it online. So it's like,
I was just in the right space at the right time.
Yeah.
If it was happening in the middle of the day,
it was later in the day for you. Yeah. It's like, it's 11 o'clock. And, I actually talked to, my dad and all that, family business about just not working for the morning. And I had it all planned out. I was going to get there. I'd planned on getting there about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I just was like, if I can really sell it for more, I don't want to bother with all that. Like, if there's any chance I can get more money, I'd rather do it that way. And I feel a little bit like there's a better chance of me getting it online than there is in store. I would probably be fine, but I don't really feel like waiting in line to begin with if I don't have to. And like you said, it's like, I don't have to miss work, so I just won't. So tomorrow I'm going to be heavily relying on my phone, and we're going to find somewhere with good signal. We're going to park, and I'm just going to do it from my phone and hope for the best.
I'll be doing the same thing, man. So
I plan on just buying it straight from Microsoft.
Okay.
That's my plan right now. But if that doesn't work, I'll buy it with my credit card through Best Buy and get some rewards off that. But I don't really care where I buy it. I did hear on IGN GameScoop, they were saying that some more PlayStation 5s had gone live. I think they were recording on Friday, so I think Target had gotten a new stock of them. Mm-hmm. So
they're going to be
kind of encouraging that they were getting some more shipment. So
yes, I'm hopeful that
if you're out there, you might have a chance.
So this is one little thing, a little aspect of this I forgot. There's a little thread that's a little loose here in this story. What about those emails, right? Those emails. After I got the pre-order, I was like, oh, I guess I'm sleeping at normal time.
Those emails, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm going to go to sleep. It's going to be great. But I ended up staying up a little late. I had some stuff I wanted to get done. I got an email that night at around 12:30 a.m. from Sony saying, this is what it said. It said, okay, hey, congratulations. You've been chosen. So, wow, thanks. I've been chosen. I did actually. I was a little flattered. I was still like, thank you. I don't know what I've done. Was it because I Platinum Spider-Man? I don't know what it was. But either way, I was chosen. But the strange thing is, it was like, okay, it had the verbiage, like be one of the first to get a PlayStation 5 pre-order. And so it had a date and time. It said, okay. And it was like, Friday. So granted, all this stuff went down on Wednesday, but it said Friday at afternoon for me. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You can go to this website. You'll be entered into a queue to get this thing.
What?
So I was like, well, I guess that's
so you just have a chance at getting it.
Okay, so
gosh.
All right. So I was able to experience this. Reason being, my buddy Carrie, he was not able to get a PlayStation 5 at the time. All the chaos happened when he was busy. So I was like, I just thought about it later. I was like, hey, man, do you want a PlayStation 5? Do you need? I have access to a pre-order. He's like, yeah. And so I got his information, and I waited in line for him. So how that went, it was pretty straightforward, I would say. There wasn't a lot of hiccups to that process, at least. So if you were one of the chosen few, you apparently had a good opportunity to do it, because I think it lasted a good while. Like you didn't have to be super on the money to get that. If you were chosen, you were probably going to get one if you were paying attention that day. So I was able to get one for Carrie. So if only the process, something must have happened, and I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
That changed their minds about pre-orders, and they wanted to get the pre-orders out soon. But yeah, let's talk about it. We're less than 24 hours away from the PlayStation Series X and S dropping their pre-orders, and they just announced gigantic news. I mean, I think this is, I don't know, I think it's as big as it gets as far as gaming news for the most part. It's been a long time since I've heard anything this large. Xbox has bought Bethesda, in the company that owns Bethesda. Forgot their names, but
ZeniMax.
Yes.
Yep.
For the price of $7.5 billion, this has been accomplished.
Pretty crazy.
A lot of people are pointing out that's more than what Disney paid for Marvel and Star Wars combined.
Yeah. Is it worth that? I don't know.
Time will freaking tell.
Pretty crazy.
People underestimate it, but the video game industry is a money-making machine. There is money to be had.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of money to make games too. So.
Oh yeah, that is very true. Yes.
The crazy thing is, I knew it was high, but in 2014, Microsoft acquired Minecraft for $2.5 billion.
Yeah.
And that's just one game.
That's just one game, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of questions that a lot of people have about this, but I think we haven't really even talked about this. The fact that they've also folded in EB Games, EA Play into the GameStop fold.
Yeah.
And now, here comes Bethesda.
Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass.
Yeah.
Wow. Messing up left and right, man.
Not GameStop. Though they probably could use that right now.
Yeah, right. Someone please buy us. But this is wild. They've stated the things that we know is that, yes, they will be all coming to Game Pass. There's a couple exceptions. Deathloop will remain PlayStation exclusive, along with that other one. I forgot what it was called, but it's not as hype as Deathloop. But there's one more. But
no, I just read it. I can't remember.
Yeah, I forget. It's fine.
I'm gonna have it in a second.
Yeah.
Load.
And so at this
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Ghostwire Tokyo. Thank you. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot all about that one. But yeah, I imagine. Okay, there's speculation on this, but you gotta tell me what you think, Luke. Do you think that this means 100% exclusivity to Xbox consoles?
Yeah, I do, and
yes,
I'm so torn on this. I think that the fact that Xbox has been beaten up, I think a little bit for a whole generation by PlayStation exclusives. I think they're just sick of it. But as I've said about PlayStation, and I will continue to say it, because though I am a fan of Xbox, I still feel the same way. I think it's very unfortunate that people cannot experience games on both platforms. I think exclusivity is it's a poison pill of especially console gaming, because it's less prevalent on PCs, because Most
Yeah.
things come to PC, and it's not like there's one exclusive PC platform. It's a similar thing to the whole conundrum with Apple not allowing Microsoft to put Game Pass on there. Basically, Apple saying no, we want people to play um, arcade, which I think is
Mhm.
just super frustrating because arcade's cool. I talked about it on this show. I enjoyed arcade, but I don't think that just because you have a competing platform means that you should exclude people from entering the market on your platform. And it's the same thing with this. Like, I'm excited for Xbox because I'm always been a fan of Xbox, and I think this kind of helps them compete, and I think it's kind of a shot in the arm for them. But I think it's very frustrating that PlayStation owners may not be able to play Skyrim 2, a
Yeah.
game that I think the world will be on fire when that game's announced, just because I think it would be one of the most anticipated sequels maybe to ever come out. It'd be up there because Skyrim's gotten to this point of just infamy.
Yeah.
It's like the game of games. It's just the exploration game that everybody loves, and people are still enjoying it now, and it's a 2007 game. It's just nuts. So yeah, I think it's unfortunate. I don't know. It just frustrates me so much. There's like I understand. Obviously, it makes a lot of business sense, but it's
Yeah.
so frustrating. I want everyone to be able to play together, and I just want people to be able to play on what they want to play on. And I know that it's hard to be competitive if you don't have exclusives, but it's like, for me personally, I really like the controller, and that's one of the reasons like I'm super attached to the Xbox. I've never liked the PlayStation controller as much, and I owned a PlayStation 1, I owned a PlayStation 2. Like, I've been with PlayStation from the beginning. It's
Hmm.
not like I'm not well acquainted with PlayStation. And my dad had a PlayStation 3. I used to play his PlayStation 3. It's really only the PS4 has been the first PlayStation I have not either bought or had like around to where I could play it. And yeah, I don't know.
So
I'm
you're like,
excited
yeah, you're
and I'm
mixed.
frustrated. I'm a little bit mixed because I feel really bad that all those games that Bethesda makes, which are great, like Doom,
Yeah.
Fallout, obviously all the Elder Scrolls, especially Skyrim, are going to be exclusive, and I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, obviously we don't know yet. We'll see, but I think any game that's going into the Xbox Studios family is going to be exclusive. It's going to come to Game Pass. It's going to be the meat and potatoes, of the reason you come to Game Pass, because they have all these other cool indie games, and then they have these other great like centerpiece tentpole games
Yeah.
like Gears, like Halo, and now these Bethesda games. So I can't imagine Xbox not taking them exclusive. I think they will honor whatever they have to honor for as long as they have to honor, because Microsoft has shown that they will do that. I mean, Minecraft is still a multi-platform on everything all the time
Yeah.
game, and they could have easily taken that exclusive a long time ago, and they chose, I think, to be good customer focused company and allow everybody to play it. And
Yeah, they obviously care a little less about exclusivity. I mean, they do. I think like there's some doublespeak every now and then, like about how like saying they're not for exclusivity and then they do this. The same way that, say, PlayStation will say something like, we believe in generations. This is going to be a clean cut from the PlayStation 4. Oh no, Miles Morales is coming to PlayStation 4. It's like they'll say something in the moment that like sounds good. There's a fly buzzing around. It's bugging me. But then yeah, at the end, business will win out. It's like they're trying to figure out ways to draw people to their console, and guess what? It's freaking working. We talked about it, me and my wife, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get an Xbox Series S because right now it makes sense for us financially to do it now while we can sell the consoles we have for before they go down in price
yeah,
as far as their value is concerned, to be able to just, okay, we'll just get the S now, even though Amber would be legitimately pissed. Like, she loves Skyrim. She's put like probably about 300 hours into
yeah.
into Skyrim. So
I
she
mean, it
is,
has a huge following, so she's not alone.
yeah, absolutely. And so I'm like, and where I'm like, yeah, I also like Fallout and I like Doom. So I'd like to play those games.
And I'm interested to see what Starfield is too. We don't
Yeah,
even know yet.
exactly. So yeah, this is what's like, oh my gosh, we can't do, well, we can do, obviously, that's the most like ridiculous thing ever. But like as far as, gamers who are able to like get the console, we make that math in our head. It's like, okay, well, how much do we want here? And we are like in a situation where it's like, okay, well, we just sell our consoles, and that pretty much makes up for it, so it's fine. But there's a lot of people who aren't in that situation, so yeah, you kind of do feel bad for the people who are locked out of exclusives. But this is Sony, like, I mean, sorry, this is Microsoft in one fell swoop, I think, for the most part at least, evening the playing field when it comes to exclusivity and exclusive AAA first-party titles. It just grew like exponentially, and just, I mean, sure, you can buy all the small studios you want. Be like, okay, now we have Hellblade, and you're like, okay, that's cool. And then, but this isn't just a bunch of titles. This is some of the most. These are some of the biggest titles in gaming right now. The biggest third-party
Bethesda
games.
really was just the name, though. It was really a collection of a bunch of studios. So that's what's interesting about it. It was Arcane, it was id, Tango Gameworks. It was a lot of things too. So that's what makes it more than just, Bethesda, which really would just be Elder Scrolls and Fallout.
Okay, yeah.
But they became so much more. So sorry, I was just reading that. I'm sorry.
No, that's a nuanced the thing to say. Yeah, it's very true. Absolutely. That this is just huge. Like, I can't think of a bigger like game studio getting taken over. I don't remember it ever happening. Like, the only thing that comes close in my mind is Rare, and that is back when Microsoft bought Rare, and that's so much smaller than what we're talking about here. But in my mind, that's the only thing I can think that even comes close. This is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like if someone brought like
Square. It's a new
Square.
world where the two big companies are buying up studios, where it didn't used to be this way.
Yeah.
That the first party studios were small, and they created good games, but the exclusivity was third party games that you bought an exclusivity window, or you had a whole console cycle of exclusivity on, and it didn't used to be this way.
No.
The younger people may not realize this is not normal at all. So yeah. I don't know. I can't help, like I said, I'm excited about this, but I don't think this is a great trend. I think the Game Pass itself is a good trend for customers specifically. For any console, I think that's a good way of doing it. I think Nintendo specifically should learn from that and offer, better services for their customers, where people can access the games that, first of all, they've paid for several times, or they've had to own on several consoles. But anyways, I don't like the fact that all this talent is being concentrated into, Xbox Game Studios, PlayStation Studios. What is the name of the PlayStation?
I think it is PlayStation Studios now. They just recently made that a little more simple.
So they both have super original names for their studios.
Yeah. At least they're easy to memorize.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's a great trend. I think it's a little anti-competitive. I've thought the same thing about Disney buying up Fox and everybody else under the sun. A competitive market is a healthy market, and it's a place where innovation excels, and talent from one studio is able to go to another studio if they have disagreements on things, or they want to start a new studio. I think that landscape is not there anymore. If say one guy has a beef with a studio and says, okay, well, I'm going to split off, and Respawn, for instance, is a studio that did exactly that. They left, and that's why the name of their studio is Respawn, because the head of that studio was one of the creatives on, I'm blanking on which studio he came from. I think it was Infinity Ward. So he came out of Infinity Ward and started Respawn, and a game like Titanfall would have never happened if that hadn't been a thing. And I just see that less of a possibility when you have these giant companies that own these things. It's like, it's harder to find that budget, when it's like, well, the money is in being owned by Sony or Microsoft. And if you're not there, then there's just no money in it anymore. And I think third-party games are a really good thing because everybody gets to play them, everybody gets to enjoy them, and just multi-platform in general. So, yeah, I don't like this trend.
Yeah, and it might be a trend. I mean, like, I'm not about this life, but on Twitter, like a bunch of people are like, come on, Sony, what studio are you gonna buy? I'm like, guys,
Yeah.
settle down.
They didn't. It wasn't that long ago. They had bought a studio too.
Insomniac, I think.
Insomniac.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
with Ratchet and Clank and
I could see him buying the Horizon
Spider-Man.
studio.
Gorilla, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't already, honestly. But yeah, I guess they don't. Crazy.
And something like Sunset, what's it? Sunset
Overdrive?
Sunset Overdrive, yeah. A game like that. It's never going to get a sequel. It's never going to get any updates. It's just dead. It's gone. It's this Xbox One exclusive that had this cult following, and it's just
I like that game a lot.
Just rotting out on the branch. It's so sad.
Yeah.
I think it was a cool concept. I think it could have used an evolution, into the sequel that could have made it better.
Does Microsoft own that property now?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. If they're like, okay, look, Bungie, we own Halo, and so when you leave, we're going to get to 343, and I don't know how that kind of works. I guess it's different.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that. I just don't know if I don't know if Xbox ever did that with Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, but yeah, I do not foresee this being a thing where these aren't exclusive games. Like people are throwing that out there. I mean, at the very
it's owned by PlayStation and Sony.
Oh,
Sunset Overdrive.
Really? So why isn't that on their console?
Insomniac Games famously retained the rights to the intellectual property.
That's very odd that that's not appearing on a PlayStation console.
Maybe they still have it. Maybe that's under contract,
The first game
specifically.
Yeah.
So
there was some weird stuff like that happened with Mass Effect for like the longest time. Like Mass Effect was a Xbox only thing, and then when Mass Effect 2 and 3 came out, they'd go on other consoles, but it was a while before the first one came out because they owned the source code or something weird like that until like a certain point.
I remember that.
So there's weird behind the scenes stuff as to why things stick on. I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, maybe a timed exclusive. It seems like Sony and Square might have some sort of deal where they're getting a lot of like timed exclusives with like the Final Fantasy games. I don't know if that's a trend moving forward, but I don't know if that's like what we're going to be seeing here. But $7.5 billion. Holy freaking crap. That sounds like exclusivity to me. But
yeah.
Why wouldn't you have Game Pass?
Money to not hold it onto exclusive.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's so much. It's like people are saying, could they really resist, $70 a pop on, other consoles? I'm like, yeah, $7.5 billion freaking dollars.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah, that's
and that's insane. If all those games go onto Game Pass and you're still just paying your $10 a month.
Yeah, can you imagine?
That's a crazy thing.
I think that if Elder Scrolls 6, right? I think once that
it's going to be years though.
Yeah,
they even said that.
It's going to be they showed a landscape.
Yeah.
But once that hits, that's the biggest thing that's ever come to
I think they said coming when it's ready or something like that.
When we're ready, we're ready. Okay, hold your horses. All right, okay. But yeah, now it's the waiting game. This is exciting. After tomorrow, and we get our pre-orders for Xbox, and everyone, we can just calm down.
Let's hope we do, Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous.
I know it is kind of nerve-wracking, especially for me because we've agreed to get the S. I'm not getting the X, but yeah, I don't. These things are going to sell quick.
At least you'll have one console. I might not have any, Jordan.
Oh, God. Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
You're right. You might be screwed. Keep your eyes open. I mean, look, again, Wario freaking 6084.
Keep your eye on the horizon, youngin'.
Look to my coming at the 7th hour.
I will have this console.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I think either way we'll either get it either tomorrow or one of those like weird drops that happen. Like, oh, there's more here. Oh, Target's got it. Oh, whatever the case might be.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get it eventually. It's just like you said. It's just after that PlayStation thing, reading the horror stories and listening to you talk about it. It's like Ugh.
Yeah.
And this was my thought today. I was thinking about it some more. I can see people just being like, I don't really care which one I get. I just want a next gen console.
Yeah.
And then they got to GameStop and they said, we're sold out. And they went to PlayStation online and they were sold out. They're like, you know what? Forget it. I'm getting an Xbox. And, then they join the ranks of us, hardcore Xbox fans who are ready to go.
Yeah.
And they make it that much harder for me to get one. So I can see
no.
that happening.
I mean, yeah, you're going to get all sorts of people. It's going to be very interesting. The fact that we didn't really talk about this, but the fact that there are cheaper consoles out there, I think, really changes the math in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
and
that's
there's
true.
a lot of things to be discussed
Yeah.
within the heads of people who are like, which one am I going to get? There's options, which is great. I think it's
And it
great.
might mean there's more stock of the X too because it's more expensive.
Yeah.
But I do think more people are going to pre-order it, but it does kind of divide the audience, like you're saying. So yeah,
definitely. Apparently the digital. So I didn't really talk about this, but the digital price is at $100 less than the standard edition of the PlayStation 5. So that went out like crazy. It's gone. Poof. They just wasn't
before the disc drive based one did.
What? Yeah, there were way less of those in stock than the standard edition.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, the standard
But
edition.
I imagine that the demand for the one with the disc was probably higher.
Maybe. Quite possibly. I'm being very curious what the numbers are at the end of this. I want the disc because, I still watch physical media.
Yeah.
My movies, so I need to have
watch
4K.
freaking Blu-rays.
Yeah, so it's going to be basically our media machine. I even got, I pre-ordered the media remote because I'm like, why haven't I had one of these? I need something just be like, okay, I don't want to use my freaking controller as my remote. So, yeah, I mean.
Well, I have something like Modern Warfare, which I play literally every day. It's on disc. So
yeah,
that would be hard for me.
If you have discs, and you have a lot of discs right now, you're going to have to get the X, or else.
Give me a path to digitize that game, and I'll buy any console.
Right.
Come on.
Just scan your barcode and pay $5 or $10 and be like, okay, you got a digital now. Have fun.
Yeah.
Or something. But yeah.
Please destroy your disc.
Please step on that. Please don't.
They really wouldn't have to do that. I mean, really, it's not that big a deal if somebody has a working game on a disc. I mean,
especially now.
What, they give it to one other person and that person now gets to play a game? Like, come on.
Yeah. And the barcode's already been used, so they can't do the digital thing yet again. So,
but they can play it on the disc.
Exactly. So what's the big deal? Exactly. Game Pass is a thing. Console sharing is a thing. It's not. Yeah, it's not that.
And I feel like if you really did have to do that, you could have an ID for that person's copy of the game, and when that game got downloaded and started playing from the disc, you just don't let them connect. Just say, sorry, this game is already in use, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be hard to do.
So I didn't mention this, but the funny thing is kind of just wrapping up thoughts about this new console generations coming. I've been less inclined to play my PlayStation 4 during this time because I'm just like, it's coming. All I'm thinking about is PlayStation 5's coming. So I'm like playing a lot of Switch. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, you brought this up, Luke. When do you want to lead us into this kind of nostalgia trip here about a console buying?
Let's do it. So I just thought it'd be interesting just to kind of look back because we're on the precipice of Destiny at the moment.
Not the game, the news.
We're sitting at the edge of our destiny, and
our density.
Yeah, it's just it's interesting because Jordan and I think we, ashamedly or not, we can say that we're older gamers at this point. As depressing as that might be to
say. Gotta take my back fill.
You gotta eat before you take that, right?
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
So yeah, I was listening on another podcast where they were talking about it. It was just funny, thinking how new the consoles they were referring to. But the idea is, what was the console that you first were able to buy yourself? Whether it was going to the mall at midnight, like you were talking about, and waiting on the guy to march out to unlock the mall door. I remember that. My example, that would have been Halo 3. That wasn't a console, but or no, I think that was Halo 2 or 3. I don't know, but just fond memories of that. And so I guess I'll go first to get us kicked off.
Yeah.
For me, I believe it was the Sega Dreamcast.
Wow.
So for some reason, I just, I didn't have a lot of experience with video games at that point. I had played a little bit of the original Nintendo gaming system, the NES entertainment system, and of course I owned the Super Nintendo, as we've talked about before, and I had a Genesis, and I got to see the commercials somehow. I don't even remember, on TV at that point. I mean, the internet was just a wee lad,
a little baby.
So there was no going on to YouTube to check out, oh, what's the next game's going to look like? What's the next gen on Sega going to look like?
Not at all.
There was none of that. But Dreamcast was kind of the first one to really like try to do 3D in this like crazy new like high def. I mean, it wasn't high def at all, but
it was slick. It was smooth.
But they pushed us into believing was high def compared to what we had been playing.
I felt like it was at the time. That's for sure.
I think honestly, my first like eyes on demo was walking into the Media Play. Media Play was a special store for me. It was just down the little mall strip from, I think it was TJ Maxx, and my mom loved to go to that store. And I think there was like a Goodies clothing store in that same mall too. So, she did the typical, middle-aged mom thing, and she wanted to go and shop for clothes for her kids. And, I didn't care about any of that baloney. I wanted to go down and look at the new music. And, back then they had the headphones in the aisle, and you could play the consoles, of course. And so I remember watching that demo for Echo the Dolphin, and I was just sold at that point. I was like, I have to get this. This is so cool. And I remember then it was like, there's no way I'm ever going to get that. It's just, it's a whole computer I'm buying. Like I'm never going to be able to afford that. And I think I worked like some side jobs or something, and, collected my allowance, and I was able to collect enough money myself to go in there and buy that Dreamcast. And that was so exciting. There was something just so exhilarating about, and this wasn't even a launch. I should clarify, this was not the launch of the Dreamcast.
It was in
this was
September
shortly after.
1999.
I do think this was shortly after, because I do think it was in the fall. So maybe I got it in like November or December or something.
Pretty close, yeah.
But yeah, it was like just being able to go in, pick up that box with like the giant Dreamcast, and it had the cool lighting on the side of the console, and getting to play what is it, the Sega 3D World game. Sega, I can't remember the name of it.
What was it called?
It was there was 3D World Sega was in. I can't remember.
What is that?
It was like the first 3D.
Sonic?
I keep saying Sega.
Oh, Sonic Adventure.
Sonic. I'm sorry. I'm not even listening to what I'm saying. I'm in such a nostalgia trip right now.
You're in the past.
No, the Sonic. Yeah, the Sonic 3D World. What was it
Sonic
called?
Adventure.
Sonic Adventure, yeah. Just experiencing all that in 3D, and I don't know, something special. So cool. Just a cool thing.
Blew my mind. It blew my.
And then of course
mind.
the PlayStation, of course, was a big one for me too. After that,
The 2.
So much fun.
Was it the 2?
No, this is the first one. I got to buy the PlayStation 1 myself as well. What was your first experience, Jordan?
All right, so I have a 2 for here. So first one was the GameCube, the Nintendo GameCube.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was not at launch. It was you and me
doing that.
Yeah, it was you and me freaking working to do this, and I was like, Smash Bros. I got to get this Smash Bros. Melee. I played the demo like yourself, probably at like a Walmart or a Sears or something, and I was like, I must. And so yeah, saved up the money and freaking got it, and Smash Bros. Away. But yeah, again, far from launch, not too far from it, but it's definitely not like a pre-order kind of deal. The funny thing is, every single time I've gotten a console, other than that, with my own money, it's been a game time decision where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this. And it wasn't like a pre-order thing. Like with the PlayStation 4, I just went to the store like kind of shortly after it launched, like a month or two, and I was like, oh, there's one, and I was like, you know what, I'm getting it, and I just got it. Switch, I was like, you know what, no, I'm gonna wait. Started seeing the reviews for Zelda, and I was like, I have to have it. And so I like waited in line at midnight at Best Buy. The first system I pre-ordered was this one right here. The PlayStation 5 is
Wow.
the first system I've ever pre-ordered.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, definitely a strange feeling. It's to go there at midnight and be like, gimme. But yeah, very exciting. And hopefully the Xbox Series S will be my second. So
That's right. I think
Heck yeah.
we'll have success.
I think so too. With the help of the internet and Wario64, we can do anything. But keep your eyes to the skies, meaning the the cyberspace. Of course.
I've turned it on and I have many notifications already.
Heck yeah.
He tweets a lot.
He tweets a lot. He's like, "Oh, Kingdom Hearts is on sale for the 15th time. Oh, Resident Evil
on sale.
Yeah, I get those things. Final Fantasy sale and XBL Gold. Oh, Wario 64, you.
We need a highlights only version of this.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man. Well, that does it, and keep me updated on your success.
Heck yeah.
Tomorrow, and as will I. Yeah. And again, if you find out before I do, shoot, let me know if you get that crap.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's our show. And subscribe to our page on Apple iTunes, on YouTube. Subscribe to our stuff. Do the things.
That's right. Do it.
Yeah. And we'll see you next week.
See ya.